Okay, I'm going to show you how I would demonstrate to students how to use the Shape of Things to Come interactive database. Okay, first you can see we have a complete world map of all the countries in the world. I would start by just clicking on North America, and you can see that we have different countries here and they're color coded. So I would point attention to students that we have these different colors have different meanings: very young, youthful, transitional, and mature. So I'd start by clicking on the United States, and this automatically generates three age structure diagrams: 1975, 2005, and 2025. Now, I would point out to the students that 2025 is, of course, a projection based on current information, but they should be able to see already that the United States has gone through a transition and was more youthful, as you can see, as there are more individuals at the lower ages making up a larger proportion of the population in 1975 than there are in 2005, where we have pretty much even population, or at least proportions of population, post-reproductive individuals up here in their 50s and beyond, and the pre-reproductive individuals down here, under 20. I would show students to always hit close rather than back, because if you hit back on your browser, you're going to just get taken out of the website entirely rather than being able to stay in the interactive. So by comparing countries, here we can look at three different countries. So from North America, remember we were going to use the United States, and then as I discussed in the narrative for this section, I had students call out Spain, that they'd like to be compared to the US, and then they also wanted to compare with Brazil. So when you click on all those countries, you see create age structure maps, and here we can see the three different age structure shapes. And at this point I would ask students to compare what these different stages or these different structures could mean predictive wise. Again, the United States looks relatively stable. Spain, since it has such a small proportion of young pre-reproductive individuals compared to reproductive and post-reproductive individuals, could be predicted to have a population that's shrinking, whereas Brazil, which has slightly more pre-reproductive individuals than the reproductive individuals, that this would be in a state of still having growth, but it's listed as transitional, rather than very youthful, because we are seeing it start to become on its way to being a more mature nation like the United States. Again, if you hit close, if you wanted to see a kind of something different, if you want to take out Brazil, for example, and you want to put in a much younger nation, if you put, for example, Tanzania, and create the age structure maps, then you could see a very young age structure, and this is a very large proportion of the population that's pre-reproductive. So Tanzania, especially when compared to the United States and Spain, would be predicted to be growing very much in the future, whereas the United States looks to be relatively stable and Spain looks to be contracting. Again, if you close this and you go out to World Structure Maps, you can click on any continent, or go to Country Age Profiles rather. You can click on any continent, and in that continent you can see color coding the different types of countries, different stages that they're at, whether they're very young, youthful, transitional, or mature. And it's really up to you and what you'd like your students to do. I gave them pretty much my students free reign of the entire globe. They could really look at any region, but if you want to be more focused than that, if you want to make them choose only Asia or only Europe or only North America is a good example because it does have countries in each of these categories. But again, in my case, I give them the whole world to choose from. And once I would go over that demonstration, they're essentially ready to begin.